Stop scrolling for a second, because the very app you're watching this on might be quietly rewiring your brain. Not in a dramatic sci-fi way, but in the tiny, invisible shifts you barely notice. Until you can't stop checking, can't stop comparing, can't stop feeling like everyone's life is moving faster than yours. What if I told you that's not an accident? That's the design. Before we go any deeper, pause this video for a moment and hit that like button if you've ever closed an app only to open it again seconds later without thinking. That moment right there, that's the trap. Social media isn't just a tool you use. It's an environment that uses you. And psychologists have been warning for years. The platforms designed to connect us are also the ones most capable of disconnecting us from our time, our peace, even our sense of self. Here's the chilling truth. Every notification, every red badge, every infinite scroll is a slot machine, not metaphorically, neurologically. Each like, each view, each new comment releases a hit of dopamine, the same chemical that fuels gambling addiction. Your brain starts to crave that next hit, that next flicker of digital approval. And here's the kicker. The less predictable it is, the more addicted we become. That's why sometimes you post and it blows up. Other times it vanishes into silence. That randomness is deliberate. It keeps you coming back, wondering, will this be the one? Mini hook. Have you ever noticed how a quiet evening suddenly feels? Empty if your phone isn't lighting up? That's not just boredom, that's withdrawal. But the dark side goes deeper than addiction. Social media reshapes our sense of reality. We're exposed to highlight reels, vacations, perfect bodies, perfect mornings, but never the arguments, the bills. The numb scrolling at 2 a.m. and your brain wired to compare starts to treat that as the baseline. Everyone's thriving. You're trying. This leads to what psychologists call upward social comparison, the habit of measuring ourselves against the most polished, filtered version of others. It's a game you can't win because the bar isn't real. And the algorithm. It doesn't just show you what you like. It shows you what keeps you hooked. Outrage, envy, controversy. Those drive more engagement than calm, nuanced truth. So your feed becomes a distorted mirror, not of the world, but of the emotions that keep you scrolling. Now here's the terrifying part. Studies have shown that heavy social media use correlates with rising anxiety, depression, and loneliness, especially among teens. Not because they're weak, but because they're growing up in a casino designed to harvest attention. And yet, we keep coming back. Why? Because social media also taps into something profoundly human, the need to belong. Every like feels like a microdose of acceptance. Every share feels like I exist. Someone saw me. Here's a question that might sting. Are you posting to share your life or to prove it's worth something? Because here's the psychological trap. The more you curate, the less you feel seen. People love the image, not you. And the more you chase that love, the less connected you feel. That's why some of the loneliest people online have the largest followings. Mini hook. What if the reason you can't stop scrolling isn't because you're weak, but because the system is working exactly as designed? Now, I'm not saying delete your accounts and live in the woods. Social media can inspire, educate, connect across oceans. But if you don't see the strings, you become the puppet. And the first step to cutting those strings is noticing where they pull. Asterisk, asterisk. Because this isn't just about addiction or comparison. There's another, more subtle danger. Identity fragmentation. Every platform asks you to perform the professional version on LinkedIn, the adventurous version on Instagram, the witty version on Twitter. Over time, you're juggling masks and forgetting which one is actually you. Psychologists call this context collapse, when your different worlds collide in one place. Suddenly your boss, your ex, your high school friends, your parents, they're all the audience. And you start posting not what's real, what's safest. Here's where it gets even darker. Social media algorithms amplify what keeps you engaged, not what keeps you authentic. Outrage spreads faster than nuance. Extremes drown out the middle. And little by little, your feed doesn't just shape what you see, it shapes what you believe. Hook. When was the last time you changed your opinion online? Exactly. Because the platforms aren't neutral. They're profit machines. And you're not the customer. You're the product. Your attention, your data, your predictability. That's what's being sold. And it's not just politics or culture wars. It's the subtle nudge that makes you buy something you didn't need, chase a trend you didn't care about, or hate someone you never met. So what do? Quit. Maybe. But most won't. So here's the psychological shield. Use social media deliberately, not compulsively. Step 1. Notice your triggers. When do you scroll the most? Bored. Lonely. Procrastinating. That's the crack the algorithm slides into. Step 2. Change your environment, not just your willpower. Turn off notifications. Remove apps from your home screen. Make checking them a choice, not a reflex. Step 3. Audit your feed. Who makes you feel inspired and who makes you feel less than? Follow the first. Mute the second. Your mental health is more valuable than their curated brunch. But here's the deeper step. The one that actually rewires the damage. Retrain your brain for real connection. Call a friend. Go for a walk without your phone. Share something. Unfiltered. Without waiting for approval, because the antidote to the dark side of social media isn't total silence. It's authentic signal. It's remembering that likes aren't love, and followers aren't friends. And I'll leave you with this. The next time you catch yourself mindlessly scrolling, ask, what am I really looking for? Attention, belonging, escape, whatever. The answer is, that's your real need. Social media is just the decoy. Drop a comment below. Has social media made your life better, worse, or just louder? And what's one change you'll try this week? Not to quit it, but to reclaim it? Because the dark side only wins if you keep scrolling with your eyes closed.